I'm Bob Rock. I was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm a musician. I play music and produce music, write music, just do music. My idea of perfect happiness is just a feeling of no debt to any person, emotionally, monetarily, just a freedom. Freedom to be who and where I want to be. And I guess that would be with my wife and my kids. That to me is just perfect. My greatest fear is that I wouldn't be around to make sure my children and my wife are in a place, like my children have grown up. I wouldn't be around to help them and be with them. I mean, I think my whole world is about my family and my kids, so much of it. I live with that every day. I guess at this point, the person that I most admire, I guess, would be Bono. I really like the fact that he puts himself out there. He's not afraid to make mistakes. He's okay with putting his career on the line, or even how he looks on the line to try and accomplish something positive. He's someone that tries, and I think that is something to be admired. The characteristic I dislike about myself the most is my lack of attention span. I think I just move through things so easily and so quickly. It's been good for me, but also I think it's the one thing I wish I could control better. The thing that I dislike about people the most is when they don't have integrity. A simple way of putting it, I think, in terms of men and relationships and even women, I like people that are stand-up guys, that really say something and mean it. That is something that is very hard to find these days. Somebody that can complete something, somebody that can stay with you, somebody that says, I will be here, they show up, they do the thing. That's what I admire in somebody when they do that, and when they don't have it, it's really irritating. I'm excessive about culture and input. I love culture, taking it in, whether it's art, music, any kind of input, any stimulation of my mind, anything that I can get. I'm excessive over that, and I shouldn't be. All my wants are kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. I like silence, I like calmness, but what I constantly do in excess is bring it all in. I would say intelligence in a way. I mean, I like intelligent people, but I think there's something missed in there as well. I think anything in life has to be a balance. I think people that live their life based around intelligence rather than feel, or a combination of both, I think to me that's kind of overrated. My relationship with my kids, my wife, my friends, and my family, my mom and my sisters and stuff, that is a challenge. With myself and fighting the control issues, all the issues that I have. You know, after 50 years of being here, just trying to be a good person, just trying to be a good dad, a good husband. And I find relationships are really challenging because of all this stuff you learn and take on through your life. You just want to be alone and just like get rid of everything. But I don't want to be alone, so I have to work on all those things. I have to work on everything. The most satisfying moment, I think, moments in my life are when I know everything's okay. The only real time I have to myself is in the morning, so I get up very early. And when I'm at home, I go into my studio and I play my guitar. And I'm just like, I'm clear of anything creeping into my mind. It's kind of empty. And I just sit there. You know, that's when I write, that's when I'm alone. But I can only go there when I know everything's okay. But when I go there and I know everything's okay, that moment when I'm just there by myself and I have no thoughts in my head and I'm just playing is just, it's my happiest in a way. To me, it's when nothing's working, when I'm not at my best, when my humility is not there, and you know, all my fears come and they're all there at the same time. You know, it's hard to break out of. You know, at least in my life, it's way beyond finding artificial places to go. I've been for quite a while trying to do it straight, sober. So it's like, you know, the despair comes and it's very difficult. because I want to go somewhere and I can't. I just got to live in it. To me, that's life. To me, that's living, but that's tough. That's the toughest part of life, is being in that point that you just don't know what to do. I tell this to my kids, make no mistake, I wanted to be a rock and roll star. I wanted to make music that was important to people, and I wanted to be a great guitar player. It didn't work out that way. But what did work out is a life in music, and I found something that I love and enjoyed, and I feel like I accomplished something. So it's almost, you know, just set that goal, go for it, and your life becomes what it is. And I'm lucky enough that it was close to it. I hate to be a politician at this point. I see politics and the world, I just see it as so complicated. It must be the most frustrating thing to constantly have to negate your integrity for votes and for popularity and stuff. I couldn't imagine doing that. I mean, I think it's so easy to be cynical about politicians and the way things work. And it's easy for me to go there, but I think it would be just a dreadful job. My favorite sound is non-sound, and that would be silence. A little murmur from my horse, surrounded by silence, a little bit of a breeze in Joshua Tree Park, and just somewhere in Hawaii where you just feel the trade winds and you hear that and the grass blowing. I mean, it's quiet. Studios are loud, guitars are loud, and I love that, but silence is just amazing. I would love to be able to paint. That's something that, unfortunately, where I'm at now, I would have to devote the same amount of time I've devoted to music to painting, but I would love to have had the time to spend 35 or 40 years painting. I just did the Tragically Hip's new album. I had a great day in Hawaii with Gord Downie when I first met him. I was just drawn into his personality and who he was, but leaving the meeting, I had a CD, and the one song that summed it all up to me and made me want to work with them was, it captured so much of even what maybe my motto would be, and that is, love is to try. To me, that sums it up. It's like you just got to get out there and live and try and just not let it beat you. Something that I'm going to do before I die, and that is ride a wave over 10 feet and make a nice, strong Tom Carroll type of turn. I will do that.